This is Dexter Robinson, Entrepreneurship 670 Product Introduction Movie Assignment. Our company is our triad, and we focus on cloud services and cloud management. The only product that we specifically sell is Office 365, and our services center around cloud services and management. So there's a lot of different opportunities within that, and really depends on the client and their needs. So this is our homepage that you're viewing now, and as you scroll down, we're really going to focus the majority of this session on the Office 365. So you'll notice as soon as you scroll down on our website, which was newly done at the end of 2018, you'll notice that our Growth Spurt service is particularly focused on Microsoft Office 365. So our clients will receive a free trial, and if they agree to sign the 30-day free trial, we'll customize the domain and get their email migrated at a flat rate. The Office 365 is a monthly subscription as well, which makes it extremely affordable and reasonable for our clients. So for the main part, we'll come to this back to our website in just a moment, but essentially by customers clicking on this free assessment, they'll be able to answer a few questions and start up their free trial, which is something that we can deploy and provision directly from our office at the end of that assessment. So as far as the uptime to kind of get it up and running, it's extremely quick. Depending on the size of the organization, it could take 1 to 3 days. 3 days, you're talking about over 1,000 users more than likely to help migrate the email and make sure that everything is up and running in the appropriate way. So what we want to do, the next thing people wonder is really, well, as we talk about the Office 365, what does it come with? What do those feature sets look like? So what we've done is we've gone directly to Microsoft's website, and what we'll show you as you scroll down here, it tells you a little bit more about the solution and the products. And these are really the value props, right? So you can get more done because it gives you that open API, so you can build applications to speak with Office 365 and the features that you get by adding that. So to customize the experience that you have is basically what you'll be able to do. The collaborative functions of Microsoft Teams and some of the other features that are available through the Office 365 allows you to work better and together, whether that's internally or customer facing externally. You can build your business. So that monthly description is based off of users and per month. So as your business grows over time, you'll be able to do the same. There's a big piece of security. So Microsoft Office 365 is compliant with a lot of different industries, whether that's HIPAA regulations or working with educational systems, and talking about FERPA regulations, or if there's just certain levels of compliance that your business or firm would need to do. The simplification of it. So behind the scenes, if you have a lean IT office or even just a lean infrastructure within your business holistically, to be able to manage data, devices, users, you'll all be able to do that through the cloud service, which means that you can manage it from anywhere at any time from any device. And then lastly, Microsoft already has a huge mind share within the technology industry as far as the feature sets that they're offering. So you're going to be backed by Microsoft in the sense that they offer a 24/7 online phone support for all of your technical needs. So this really helps our triad because Microsoft, as one of our partners and selling their product for them, they are going to assist us in providing that support and training. So not only can our customers call Microsoft directly, they'll have the opportunity, because they bought the product through us, to have us there for support and training as well. So as we scroll down on the page, the next thing that you will notice is that there's actually different tiers of Office 365. So you have the Business Essentials. The Business Premium is actually where we offer the free trial, so you'll get a little bit more features than the Essentials. And our focal point is actually the Microsoft 365 Business platform. So you'll see that if you buy it directly from Microsoft, it's $20 per user per month. Our triad is able, as a Microsoft partner, to offer that at $16 per user per month with the initial start of 5 users. So that's great. So let's look a little bit about the features that you get with each of the tiers that our triad is able to sell any of these tiers. So what you'll notice is that the typical basic functions, whether it's a web version and the application is on your desktop, or whether it's a mobile version, you'll be able to access the Office applications that everybody knows and loves, like the Microsoft Word and the Excel and your Outlook, things like that. The next piece is the email and calendaring, which I just mentioned, is the Outlook. The file storage and sharing is essentially your Microsoft OneDrive, which is also a cloud-based application. The teamwork and communication is your Microsoft Teams. The security and compliance is becoming bigger just because there's so many devices and different ways that people can access information. Security is a top priority for customers from large to small. Support and deployment is going to be there across the board, regardless of the tiers. And then when you get into a little bit more specific PC versus Mac and some of the desktop versions that are available, as well as what we referred to earlier with the API, the open access network, to be able to integrate and build different applications that can speak with Office 365 to enhance your user experience as well as the functionality of your business. We have some advanced security as well as device management. So we can show our customers the different tiers and they can kind of see for themselves and have access to that information. We don't mind sharing this information because this is exactly what we share. You can try that free trial there, and that's the same trial that we offer to our customers. And we'll be able to look at the data, see their usage, and really say, hey, these are the things that you use on a regular basis in these 30 days. Let's talk about how this can make your business more efficient and give you that ease of use and access that you may be looking for. And then through that discovery, we may be able to speak a little bit more about some of the other needs that the customer or client may have, which is a great opportunity. So let's talk a little bit more about that discovery phase and what that looks like. So back to our R Triad, when they click on that free assessment, there's a series of questions that they're asked and some things that they will need to do in order for that to happen and for us to better understand how we can migrate that information to them. So some of the things that we do in that free assessment, or things that we're looking for in that free assessment, outside of the basic information that typically most businesses will need to work with you, we really want to understand, are you already working for partners? How large is your organization? What types of devices and operation systems are you using? Do you already have a DNS domain, and who is it registered to? How many different sites or locations do you have and that you'll need to operate from, and where are those offices? And then particular features that you're really interested in. So better understanding your business and what's really big to you. So some things that typically most businesses want are the visibility within their organization. They want to know that they're going to be compliant and secure as well. There are going to be some customers that are forward facing, and I'll show you an example of a discovery phase that we go through with our customers in just a moment. But some of our customers, they may want to have that online meetings or that online presence, as well as be able to grow over time. So expansion is going to be really big to them. How they charge their clients, right? How do they charge the end user? Can they invoice? Can they send an invoice? Budgeting, tracking, financial transactions, things like that. And with two-step authentication, or MFA, multi-factor authentication, is becoming something that's gaining a lot of popularity as far as security and compliance across all industries. So that is a conversation that we tend to have with more and more folks as we begin to learn a little bit more about them. And then we ask them, hey, how high is your security of a concern, as well as their website, and then some other critical questions that we may have just to give us a better understanding of how they're engaging with customers and what it is that they really need. More importantly, how big is their IT staff, right? So that's where the training and support comes in, and where our triad gets a better understanding of not only do we need to provide the service, but do we need to help you manage the service? Do we need to train your team internally and provide that support until you're up and running, and that you have an internal structure that will allow you to continue on using our products and services? So we really want a strong understanding of the client. So These questions typically would be asked in a phone discovery. They are on our website in the sense that if we have someone who's extremely interested in what we would consider a hand raiser, they're loyal to our triad and really want to do business with us, they're more than welcome to go through this process on their own and send it to us so that our initial conversation is the next layer of information and a deeper level of discussion. So during that discovery phase, what actually happens is we like to build, in a lot of cases, a sample website for our customers to show them that their experience with our triad is going to be customized and that we're really trying to understand their needs. So C. Adams Agency is actually a potential client that we're in the process of trying to land. So I've created this website to better show, Casey is her name, how Office 365 could be beneficial to her business, allow her to scale over time. It's going to give her the ease of use and management that she needs. So what you'll notice is you'll see the phone as well as the touchpad here that just shows that, hey, your Office 365 is a cloud-based solution. So understanding that the folks that you may be talking to in different areas may not have a technical background. So talking and having a technical jargon may not be of your best interest in landing a sale. So how can you sometimes put things in layman's terms or just make it a little bit more gooey to build that connection with your clients is extremely important, especially within our business. So the touchpad and iPhone are there essentially to show that, hey, your information is going to be easily accessible for you regardless of where you are and what device that you intend on using, as well as others within your infrastructure. So they are a public relations firm. So one of the things that's extremely important to them is their calendar and booking different clients and having video conferences or FaceTime and engagements, providing a place to securely chat with one another, share information, documentation. So that Microsoft Bookings is the first step. So instead of having emails going back and forth about where you can meet and how you can meet, and what time is available for you or your clients, Microsoft Bookings essentially provides times that you are available based off your calendar. So Casey can build her calendar out as she sees fit, and the gaps that are available for appointments with her end users will automatically show to her end users as they look to schedule appointments. So those end users can think about the time that they have free and then just see what aligns with Casey's time and make that appointment. So no longer does Casey have to spend time going back and forth with emails to figure out when is the appropriate time to book an appointment. The next thing we like all of our customers to understand and know is that we do want to do a true assessment of your business to better understand your needs. We want to discuss your deployment based off of your priorities, which will also help us determine the timeline for the project or service that you're looking to obtain. And then lastly, we want to make sure that the training is provided to our clients in the sense that if we need to do some internal training so that the team for our client understands how to run these platforms and manage them, we are willing to do that, as well as if we need to manage those services, that is an option as well. So we want to make sure that all of our clients, regardless of their needs, understand these three primary components to how we service our clients. The next piece is the free trial. So we've already mentioned the Office 365 Business Premium free trial that we offer. The other piece to that is Azure. Azure is actually a cloud. So essentially a cloud is someone else's computer. So Microsoft has a large data center, if you will, that houses all of this information, which is essentially what a cloud is. So Azure, some people have heard of Amazon's cloud, which is AWS. And there's a lot of different private and public clouds that are out there. So if we have clients who are interested in Azure or just experiencing exactly what the cloud is and how they can use it, we have a free trial that's available to them as well. Typically, that's going to be a high level or more of a technical talk with those types of users, though. So as we spoke about before with that API and that open network to customize and build different applications. That's typically the types of folks that you would be talking with about Azure and kind of what it can do and how powerful it is. The next piece we like all of our clients to know is that we pride ourselves on growing with you. So we can meet your needs, whether you're a small business, a mid-market, or enterprise level. And we really want to understand what it is that you need and provide it to you in a timely fashion. So it is a true partnership. So that's why you see our logo along with our client's logo as well. While our triad, our predominantly focus or region is the Piedmont area of North Carolina as well as the Atlanta metro area of Georgia, it is known because we're working with cloud solutions that we have clients that can be anywhere in the world. Obviously, we like to focus on the U.S. and then the two regions that I just mentioned. But right now, we have an ongoing client that we've had for over a year that's located in Richmond, Virginia. So it just kind of depends on the client's needs and where they are. But if you find us, we'll work with you. The last piece is we like to, once again, customize our experience in that discovery phase with our clients. So the one thing that you notice here is that bookings is extremely important to this client and how they use their calendar, and if that calendar integrates with the other applications that they already use on a day-to-day basis. So we've given them a short YouTube video to show them so that they can better understand how bookings can allow them to have a better ease of use with Office 365. And then once again, we kind of put our logo on the bottom and our motto and our contact information. So as we're speaking with the customer and going through that initial call with our discovery phase, they can see that we've put in the time to understand their business and maybe some of their pain points and priorities so that they can better understand how Office 365 can have an immediate impact on their business. So if you will, the next piece that we really want to go to is we really want to be able to jump into the Office 365 to better understand what it actually is. So I've logged into my Office 365 that I have for our triad. I can do login from this space from anywhere in the world as long as I have internet access from any device. So what you'll see here are some of the more popular apps that people typically use. So what you'll notice is the Outlook, which is the email. So one of the things that I love about Outlook is that it can integrate or migrate your email to a specific name. So for a lot of companies, especially startups that may be using a Gmail or a Yahoo address, but have their own website, we can integrate the Outlook so that your email address is now, for example, like mine, Dexter@ourtriad.com versus Dexter@gmail.com. For branding purposes, it just adds that next level of professionalism for being forward-facing with your customers. The next piece is the storage. So OneDrive is a space that you have that will ideally allow you to share documents, store documents, whether they're pictures or whether they're PDFs or videos or whatever your organization may need. You can store it in OneDrive. It comes with a standard terabyte of space, so that is a large amount of space for our users to use. Some of the other household features that most of our users know about are the Microsoft Word and Excel and PowerPoint. So you see that those things are now accessible from anywhere in the world. So you no longer have to have Microsoft Word on a physical computer to be able to use it. I can open this Microsoft Word in my cloud, be able to work on this document, close this laptop, go down the street, jump on my neighbor's computer and open the same Word document and continue to work on it. So you see how the ease of use and ease of access is extremely important to the clients that we're speaking about. OneNote is really a place that you can store documents. So let's say I go to a conference in Florida and I want to take down all my notes while I'm in the conference, and a lot of times people are using notepads or memo pads or an application on their phone that they may not that's only on their phone. Well, using OneNote will allow me to access those notes from anywhere and continue to use them. The same if you're in a conference room and there's 5 people in the room and you all are brainstorming, and say you walk out of the room and the collaboration or team meeting is over, a lot of times those meeting notes go right back into your desk. Well, with OneNote, that allows you the ability to share those notes with the people that you were meeting with, so that you can continue to build on the conversations that you had in the meeting. SharePoint is a wonderful feature that really focuses, in my opinion, on the security aspect of being able to share documents, digital signing, things like that. So I find a lot of PR firms, HR departments or firms, as well as like mortgage firms and things like that. Anybody who needs digital documentation, has compliance issues, things like that, the SharePoint function and feature is going to be something that is extremely important to them, and allowing them to do their job and secure that information as well as store it. So let's say something like a dentist office has a lot of insurance records and files, as well as information about clients that may be confidential. So are you physically storing all of that information in a space? Well, what if your business grows to where you have more clients than hard copies can fit in a physical space? Well, at that point, you'll either need to build a bigger building, find a bigger space, or you can move to a cloud option or a cloud application. So once again, this cloud solution allows people or businesses to scale over time because the cloud space is unlimited. We can always grow to our clients' needs. The next piece is the Microsoft Teams, which is the collaboration component that I spoke about in one of my briefing notes in comparison to the Cisco WebEx. Before we jump into the Microsoft Teams, I just want to show you all a little bit more about the other applications that naturally come with your Office 365. So as we scroll down here, what you'll be able to see is all of the apps that come with your Office 365, as well as a brief description of what the applications do and a link to learn more about them. So this comes with everyone's Office 365, all the features that are available to their tier of Office 365 will appear here, and they can better get an understanding of, hey, what are the things that are available to me from this short documentation. So this is a great opportunity for our users to kind of play around and see how they can adopt the different features and functionality in a different way. So it's amazing. So things that you may see beyond what we talked about are, for example, I wanted to show you all the invoicing function. So, you know, whether we're talking to barbers or maybe mobile clients or maybe remote workers who are charging, or artists, or whatever the industry may be, you can do that invoicing and send invoices, as well as keep up with your documentation and financial transactions through Microsoft Office 365 as well. So actually we use this invoicing function for our own business as well. So I think of a lot of our clients really love the fact that we use what we're selling as well, which is a great point to our customers. So definitely wanted to show you that. And then to conclude for today, the last piece I want to show you is actually our Teams. So this is my Microsoft Teams application. So what you'll see is that I have some conversations and some things to do for my activity from one of my employees. What you'll also notice is that there's some chat functions. So Microsoft Teams actually has a persistent chat, which means essentially that our conversations don't go away. And I can always refer back to them. And if we were to add somebody to our space, they would be able to see all the information that was discussed. So it makes collaboration seamless in the sense that I can continue to add people to a space, or I can create a new space depending on how I want them to engage and the information I want them to have access to. So you can see I can build other chats with other people, as well as, if I click next, Teams has different spaces. So not only chatting, but maybe document sharing and different things like that. So what I'll do is within my leadership team, I'll click on my general and you can see meetings were scheduled. There's different documentation that we can share with files. We can build wikis. We can keep meeting notes. We can record meetings. So a lot of different functionality and sharing opportunities within this space to speak with your team internally. The next piece is the meetings piece. So I can see, hey, what's coming up on my calendar. So every Tuesday we actually have a sales and service meeting to talk about Growth Spurt, which is our approach to selling our Office 365. The next piece you'll see are files that we can share. I can download those files directly to this computer, or I can access those files from the cloud if it's something that I feel like I want to be able to access beyond my computer. If you click here, you'll see some of the other features that are available through Office 365 that naturally talk to your Microsoft Teams. And then if you click on the more applications, this is where I was speaking about the open API. So a lot of our businesses are going to be using other functions, other tools on a day-to-day basis. So our open API with the Microsoft Teams essentially allows different what they call bots to speak with your Microsoft Teams to better understand and integrate your daily functions and business functions that you may need. So to better understand this, I'm going to use the example of Cisco WebEx meetings because I actually mentioned them in one of my briefing notes. So Cisco WebEx meetings is somewhat of a competitor to Microsoft Teams specifically versus Office 365. So what they've done is they are compatible as well as they compete. So Cisco WebEx focuses specifically on the communication and collaboration of clients versus all the other things that Office 365 offers. So essentially, the way that they break into the space is folks who have Office 365, Cisco is not concerned with. However, what they will be able to do is say, hey, Microsoft Teams has some weak points, which we'll mention in just a moment, that we do better. So Cisco essentially says, instead of using Teams and Skype for Business, why don't you use Cisco WebEx Meeting for your collaboration tools internally and externally. So a bot has been built that speaks with Office 365 and allows users to share documents like Microsoft Word and Excel and work on them and things like that. So keeping Office 365, but avoid using the Microsoft Teams application. So depending on your needs, there's a lot of different types of bots and things that you could do within your teams. Another competitor that I mentioned is Zoom meetings. So once again, that collaboration piece is there, right? So there's a lot of different things that you can build in to your Microsoft Teams, whether it's analytics and other things that you need to know as far as usage. There's a lot of different things that you can be able to do there. And you can also look by industry of the different type of bots that are there to better align with maybe some of your business needs. So as we talk about, as I said, that free trial to Azure, this is more the technical things that I was saying with building those applications and being able to speak with the features that you have in your Office 365. So that function is pretty cool. It's comparable to people creating apps on your phones. So that's essentially kind of metaphorically the same idea there. Okay. Places where Office 365 loses or competitors are there. Holistically, I don't think Office 365 really has too many competitors that can compete in this space. Microsoft has a mind share that is humongous in this technical space. So it's pretty hard to cut them out, which is why you see more of the type of things that I've just mentioned, to where people are going to be more so compatible and compete with specific features than the entire suite itself. The only one that I really see that's going to be able to compete at a level of concern for Microsoft or even our triad is really going to be Google. So the Google suite has a lot of the same features as what the Office 365 is going to be able to offer you. The place where I think Office 365 struggles maybe a little bit is that many of the functions and features that you can get with the Google Suite start out as free, whereas the Office 365, that will not be the case. Now, where Office 365 will win in that comparison is really going to be if security is a priority for clients. So I think that's something that's huge, and it really just depends on the client. But realistically, who doesn't want to be secure and trusted? So just even thinking about some of the things Google's been in the news for recently, as well as Facebook, those are things that we can use as pain points to pivot some of our potential clients away from the Google Suite. There is no doubt that as businesses grow and they will more than anything probably pivot to an Office 365 feature, just because it's going to give them more of what they need, especially with the open API and just wanting to, from a branding perspective, having the polish that they're looking for. So I think Google Suite is making strides in a lot of different ways, but they still have a long way to go to be extremely competitive in this space. So that is something that, we'll have to watch the Gartner Magic Quadrant to kind of see how they're competing and where they're going, as well as the adoption of potential clients and customers over time. So that concludes this session of the product review for Office 365. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and if you have any questions, definitely let me know.